So
You
in
already
other
signed
words,
it?
what do you have to have? Some kind of, at least a
Okay, okay.
One more question.
Huh?
I'm not.
No, I know, but I'm saying the people that want to register, what
Program.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's great.
Hi. 안녕하세요, 보소. Very good. Wow. Waalaikumsalam, teman-teman. Biar berjaya. Good, good. It is refresher. Very good. Very good. How many is there? How many courses there?
About 20.
20. Okay. Okay, sure. Cholo, let's go there.
Monday to Friday, the first half
In Long Island City. Long Island City. Sunnyside.
I'm here in these conditions like in I came to this country, I went to some senior why do you come here? When I applied for my residency, one and I used some American doctors so they did. One month, yes. So that's how if one month is doesn't have help people. Don't get too worried that you don't have any they also will help you to get an interview. If they do, that's alhamdulillah. Then you like to stop, right? You're going to sit home and cry. But I came and Bangladesh doctor helped me. I went to Bmana and your chapter, nobody helped me. It's like, it's going to help you. It's your life. I'm being very honest. Yeah, I went to Bmana before. I didn't even talk. Right now, at least we talk to the senior doctor, talk to all of you. Don't believe. To go sit there, nobody will say help. From 83, 84, 85 till we created the New York chapter in 91. Nobody ever said it. I used to go to all the books. That's how it was. So culture has changed. Before people used to think that they are privileged to think this country. Then it's like Bangladesh, once you become a single one, you will ask same mentality. Then if someone else sees the Bangladeshi, they're talking to Bangladesh. What to do? But now, we have some people that, yeah,
to the warm part. We have been around people that the rest of Canada is going to very
So we are not from the very beginning. We are not. What do we just kind of people? Yeah.
ওরা মিটিং করে আপনার এক্সপেক্ট করে টেলিভিশনে টপোগ্রাফি করে ফ্রেম ম্যাপিং করে তারা বিচার করছে এখন কিন্তু নেওয়া না নেওয়া আমি গত বছর 13 বছর শুরু এখন নেওয়া কি করে কিন্তু বাংলাদেশ দুটো না আমি কথা আমি অলরেডি অ্যাপ্লাই করছি 2019 মে অক্টোবরটা বুক মে আমাকে জানুয়ারিতে বলছে তোমার দিয়ে
এটা তো কাজ করে
Our 7th Young Physician Workshop is just going to be starting very soon. We want everybody to come in the front desk. Physician Secretary of Bangladesh Medical Association of North America in New York chapter. Actually, I started my secretary this part of my position since last 2 years. This is my third year. We have to be very proud that this is the 7th young physician workshop. We started one 7 years ago. So after that, last 2 of them we had in this Sheraton hotel, and there was our other program directors, Dr. Conrad Fisher, Dr. Mandava, Dr. Humayun Islam, Dr. Ali Mamun, Dr. Najib. There was our other program directors were present, and this time also we have a couple of renowned program directors here. So we are happy to announce that. I think this will be very good experience for young physicians. I wish when I was here in this kind of situation, I could have this kind of big opportunity and workshop. Now I want to introduce our first General Secretary to have our Quran Tilawat to start. Thank you. Dr. Atal Osmani.
Assalamualaikum. Good evening, everyone. Dr. Atal Osmani, as Bmana said, I'm the newly elected General Secretary of the organization. We had election last month, but I've been involved with Bmana for many years. This is a great event. As Bmana said, in our time, we did not have anything like that. Like this. This is a great opportunity. We try to help our young physicians to build up their career. Every year we do this workshop at the conference. But it's a year-round process. Normally, and Isubhai mostly they're helping. Isubhai's office, there are small workshops frequently happens. So I hope you guys will enjoy this program and you will achieve significant experience, so that you can, gain your career and you can access to residency program. So I will start the program with a small recitation from Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون الحاكمين. صدق الله العظيم. السلام عليكم.
Thank you, Dr. Atal Osmani.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Bmana and Isubhai. Both are energetic and persistently working for this program. YPCAP for a long time. As you know, this program is for the last 7 years and running. This year is running 7 years. this program has an objectives to prepare our new physician how to set for the interview, how to prepare their resume, and how to talk in the interview. And that's a great thing. And we, the New York chapter, wants to continue this program, and that's why we always and every year help us to guide all the new physicians. So it's a great workshop. I think we should start right now, and I wish everybody will get most valuable things from this workshop. Thank you very much. Thank you for attending this workshop. Thanks.
I would like to ask our President, Dr. Khandokar M. Rahman, to talk to us a little bit. We are here, we want to listen from you. And actually our program, our topics today is applying for residency, preparing for residency interview, how to achieve high score in USMLE, target mock interviews with program directors of various specialty with their feedback, and also alternative pathway. And this program, our faculties are Dr. Mujibur Rahman, Dr. Fazlul H. Yusuf, Mustaq Siddiqui, Kamrul Chaudhary, Kashim Chaudhary, Kamrul Abedin, Human K. Islam, AFM Haq, Muhammad A.B. Siddiqui, Dr. Ali Mamun, Dr. Shanta Pal, Dr. Asghar Hussain, Dr. Human K. Islam, Dr. Khanij Fatima Banu, Shamim Ahmed, Dr. Khandokar M. Rahman, Dr. Sadrul Alam, and Dr. Munibur Rahman, and we have more doctors. And now I will ask Dr. Khandokar M. Rahman, or Khandokar Masud Rahman to come in the podium. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. My very respected program directors, my fellow friends, and for whom the program is, the young physicians. It's another year and we are doing the same thing. We are trying our best from the New York chapter to help our community people who have newly become doctors and here seeking residency. We have been trying this for many years, and the pivotal roles are played by Dr. Yusuf, Dr. Bmana. Definitely I could name others too, but these two were contributing the most. I thank to everybody who have worked a lot for our own. Some of them are, or many of them are the age of our kids. Some are younger brothers and sisters. For those, for them, the trying is definitely worth. And let us be once again very clear. We cannot change few things. We cannot change your score. We cannot change how you speak. Little bit, but generally not possible. Other things all can be improved. Everything can be improved other than a score which is already done. And I'm sure you are doing that very nicely. I have met you before, and I'm more than sure you're doing it nicely. And under the guidance of Yusuf Bhai, and Mujibhai and Bmana. No question, you are definitely doing good. So I hope the program directors will also give some time and take out the nervousness that our youngsters have. Please, when you have the time, when the time comes, intermingle, talk to them. I request them to just make things easy for our young generations. Once again, thanks to everybody for coming. We'll have more and more people who will be coming soon. You know, it's damn crowded and Flushing. It's a little crowded than Beijing is there. So with that crowd, you don't generally reach in time. However, that's not an excuse for me at least. I'm sorry for the delay. And today, we'll again sit down. Please take every step. Please try to talk to every program director. Please try to understand what is really meant. And I wish you all success. I'm sure last year we had 33 or 35 residents got into. This time we want even more. Last year only 2 or 3 people missed. This time I'll pray and hope that nobody misses. Inshallah. We'll do it good. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Continue the program. Thank you very much, Bonali. Thank you very much, Yusufbhai. Thank you very much, Mujibhai, Mamun. Thank you very much, everybody, that you have taken so much of trouble of doing these things. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Masudbhai. Now I want to introduce all of us one wonderful person and who was very helpful for young physician this leadership in this our leadership. He is Dr. Mustaq. His full name is Mustaq Siddiqui. When we started, he was one of our pioneers, and I want him to introduce you. He is our treasurer in Central Bmana. Bmana we have Central Division, and then we have different chapters from New York, California, Connecticut, and everywhere. Also, we have Bmana from the school point of view, like Solimullah Medical College, Dhaka Medical College, Borishal Medical College, and others. So we want to listen from Dr. Mustaq Siddiqui. Thank you.
Thank you, Bonali. Good evening, everyone. Absolutely, Bonali, you didn't call me for the check, right? Did you? No. That's okay. So let's get to the point. Why we are here this evening? This is the 7th year of this career advancement program. So I have seen many faces here. I'm seeing here that some faces that who have attended this program in the prior years and gotten into residency programs and been successful. They're doing very well, and we're hoping this program had started from, where should I say, it started from the basement of Dr. Fazlul Yusuf's office, right? That's the way we started it. And it has gotten to the point where all these conferences and the interviews, everything has happened. The purpose of the main program is the Young Physicians Career Advancement Program. I'm standing here today talking to you. Absolutely, I have the same dream that you all are, as a young physician, that you are just cherishing right now. And I'm sure, I am hopeful, inshallah, by the grace of Almighty and the power of Allah will allow you to get to the program to help others in the future. So it starts with a very much frustration, a lot of insecurities, lot of unknowings that which direction I'm going, what I need to do, how can I get into program, all these things. But as we start networking, because I can see nowadays it's much more, networking is much more stronger. It looks like it's not only in New York, it's nationwide. And some of the programs, when it's been gone through the Skype, when Dr. Yusuf does his sessions in his office, the people from different regions, various states participate in the program. So it helps networking. So as I understand that things are getting much more challenging, particularly getting better score, getting prepared for the interviews, getting into residency interviews, and then preparing for the interviews, and this is a process. The whole process in the different parts, and I'm sure in here, many people have different positions in this process. Some of them we were trying to take the first year, the exams. Some of them already crossed the bar. Some of them has already applied. Some of them already has gotten some interviews, and there's the final shot to show down the actual interview at the actual interview and get into position. So we all, basically I should call the senior brothers that from the organization who we are trying to put it together, the program, that you come, we sit down, we all share our views, we all share our experiences, and particularly the program directors, those who has been experienced very much, so how they selected, what kind of things they're looking into a candidate. So they try to share it, to give you some ideas, and some of them we try to prepare in a way that in a one-to-one sessions or in a group session, that Yusubai and others, that when the program goes in effect, so the challenges that come through, that we may, everybody has been given an opportunity to speak and come forward to say how you present yourself. Because it's very much important. It's a showdown. How you, in the interview particularly, it's a showdown how you do. As Masood said, that we're going to change the score, but once you're ready once your score is enough to get into an interview, then it's the real showdown, that how you go, how you proceed with that. So I will leave that for some of the program directors. Say this is what is important for us: the networking, knowing each other, supporting each other, and senior brothers, those who have already in their positions, to helping as much as as anyone can, the best way. That would be one of the best. And only there are things needed to be very practical in this situation. Sometimes there are situations when residency has been not been able to achieve in a couple of years, and the chances comes lower. Then we need to look for alternative pathways, alternative careers that many people have. I have known some of them has chosen into alternative careers and have done extremely well. Some of them I know that they have been gotten into research track and been participating in the various drug company research and everything. So they tried, couldn't get it, but they didn't give up their hope. But they are in the field, and I'm sure that I hope everybody gets into that. If it's not that, let's face the reality and should prepare for the reality. I thank you very much for our Education Secretary from Central would have been here, but I didn't see him. Anyway, he might be coming later on. Anyway, so as we know, the Bmana Supai, they're the pioneer of this program. They're running it, and Mujibai, Mamoon, Sidibai, everybody is working very hard to run this program, because it's not to show the program. There's a sincerity from the heart of everyone trying to, because we understand, we realize that we are in that shoes one day. So we got to go forward, inshallah. I wish all the best for everyone. Thank you very much.
Advancement program, we have our director, Dr. Fazlul Yusuf.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming here. My gratitude goes to all the faculties, who has been devoted and so motivated and given us so much of time. The inspiration, the great inspiration, and the most instrumental person in this occasion is Dr. Mujibur Rahman Batunda. So I would request Dr. Mujib to come in here to the podium. Please tell us briefly about the history of YCAP.
Future also. Future also. Please.
Light it up.
Since we came to this country, all Bangladeshi physicians, in their heart is always to help another Bangladeshi physician. Whether they able to do it in an organized fashion or not, that's beyond the point. At the beginning, there was not an organized effort. Many people are sitting here, including Supai, Mamoon, Ali Mamoon, and many of this Dr. Masood. Everybody tried in their own way to help their fellow college mate or some relative or somebody that came through some reference to help them to get into residency and build their career. In the past, when New York chapter was born in 1991, we tried to organize this program, but unfortunately we were not able to do it very well. And there came our brother, Fazil Yusuf, whom I must tell you again and again, he is the main person instrumental to put this program together. I have never seen anybody have so much dedication to make this program for young people. He doesn't need to do that. He is a practicing physician, a pediatric oncologist. His wife is an internist. They're having a wonderful life, wonderful practice. His children are not a foreign graduate, they graduate from here. So he doesn't have to do all these things. It's not for him, it's not for his wife, or it's not for his children. He decided to do it for you. And that shows a character, a person. A person feels so much to come forward, give his time and dedication, effort. And also, I don't know whether I should say that, but I must for all of you to know that he's the one person who financially also helped that. Financially also helped this program to come to this point. So first, I would like all of you to please stand up and thank him for before that Dr. Fazil Yusuf did for us. And we should never forget that. There's nobody in US history who did this for young people. So first, I like to give credit where it should be. It's where it should be. Yes, we all tried. I tried my way, but nobody that did organize it the way he did. And thank God, he got an efficient young people secretary with him to help you in every step of the way. This is for Yasan. Young people secretary who came forward to help him and join all the and with their leadership, and with the help of New York chapter for last 7 years. Currently we have Dr. Masood Kandra Masood, the was the president before that. So the whole New York chapter for last 7 years basically helped to organize this program and bring this program to this level. We're very proud that at least some of us feel so passionately about our community, our young brothers and sisters. YCAP idea came from Dr. Yusuf, who thought that it should be not only just trying to prepare you people for some interviews and things like that. He came with the idea that we should think about as a whole the career, and we should look into every facet of this. Not, I was just sitting there and thinking that, think in Bangladesh, right? Every year that those doctors graduate from the medical college, not everybody becomes surgeon, not everybody becomes medicine doctor, some become pathologists, some become administrators, some goes to community hygiene, different people go to different. Some people, even after become doctor, decided to open a pharmaceutical company and never practice medicine at all. Right? In Bangladesh. So here, all of you that are here also have to think that way. Not getting a residency is not the end of life. There are a lot more things to do. Not many ways you can approach your life here also. The way you would have been done in Bangladesh, you could have do it here. Yes, we all have dreams. We all want to be a practicing physician in this country, and inshallah all of you will. But somehow you have to assess yourself where you stand right now, today, compared to the field that you're in. It's like, your position in the field, it is you the best assessor of that. And from there, you have to think which direction you're going to go. If you really want to be a practicing physician, you should not just wait every year and hope that something that will happen and you get into the program. Do something side by side, whatever it is, so that it advances you and it brings you to a place where most of you who are sitting here are good candidates. You all have reasonably excellent score, but not all of you graduated the same year. Some of you graduated a few years ago. Some of you might have graduated a few decades ago. So, but you all have dreams. So think about your own position and current condition and do something that will enhance your career down the line, but may not be right away you are going to be a resident, but put yourself in a situation like research or like alternate pathway that you bring yourself to a location where you can take the opportunity to become a clinician. So assess yourself, talk to Dr. Yusuf or Nali. They can help you to get into other ways to bring your professional life to a situation wherever you want to go. But like going from here to Manhattan, there's many ways. Not everybody doesn't have to take the same ways. And if there is a detour, you go around, right? That's what we always do. So all of your career, don't expect that everybody will have the same smooth sailing. Okay? Some people among us, including myself, I didn't have a straight path. I had to go around. All of us, many of us, has to do this. So where today you see me here doesn't mean that I was here all alone. One day was there, and I had to choose myself in a different direction and come around. Okay? So assess yourself. It's very important not to waste time. Give a very serious thought where you want to take yourself and how we can help you in your progress, which way we can assist you, we can guide you. It's not only, I just don't want to see YCAP is only just for the preparing for individual residency. You should take advantage of the other thought process that we have and come forward one-to-one and talk to us. Dr. Yusuf, who has a lot of knowledge, a lot of resource. He can guide you in a different direction also. As long as you come around and go to your goal, that's what matters at the end of the day. So please feel free and don't get this hurting that this time somebody may not get, but we will try to help each and everybody to be ready for an interview. If you all get interview, which we hope you all, but be ready for the interview. And we are doing a workshop almost every week in his office, and some of us are attending there, giving our time to prepare you. We have certain program going on, and some of you already attended some of our workshop already. It's an ongoing thing. So those I'm not going to discuss those things and make you bored, because I want you to have that challenge when the time comes. I want to see you're getting prepared for the challenge. Okay? So I'm not going to discuss those things here, but today for this program, I just want to give this message to all of you that inshallah all of you will succeed, but not everybody's path will be straight. Somebody has to take a detour, and don't be afraid to take the detour. As long as you go to the destination, that's what counts at the end of the day. And all of us have the same thing. I came to this country in 82, I started my residency in 91. So it's not like I came in 82 and 83 I started my residency. Many of us went through this thing. Okay, so don't feel that if somebody came yesterday and got a residency and then get frustrated, there's no space for frustration. Okay? So think about, Peter also have a thought process that what is the fallback position, work on that side by side, work also for the residency planning, interview,
even if Allah give you break, you get into it, but don't stop other possible pathways also. Thank you.
In fact, the YCAP program, the program that we started, it's not one-headed program. The program originally headed by you and all of us. And it is you who can enrich the program. But the dreamer is Dr. Majumdar. Okay? So thank you, Dr. Majumdar, and give him a chance, please. I know we have many speakers here. We have faculty waiting to talk. We have Dr. Noman Khan also here. Dr. Mamoon, Ali Mamoon is here. Dr. Kashim Chaudhary. So before I go in there, we are going to present one of our past YCAP, Dr. Jayanta Chaudhary. He's going to give the national statistics of residencies that's all over going on, and followed by I will give you our statistics, basically, which is pretty much on the book. That will be pretty short, and then our guest speakers will talk, and meantime probably more speakers will be chip in here, and then we'll get a little break, have your dinner, then we'll have a mock session. So it's going to be table to table, so we'll divide candidates accordingly. Okay, before Jayanto, I think Asif Hilmi is here. If you want to talk, Asif, you are our program from the beginning. Come on, Asif, don't get hesitated. So Asif was in my basement like you guys are coming in right now. He was, when we started it from the beginning, I think 2012, 2013. So right now probably he's a fellow neurology.
I'm 30 years.
30 years now? Okay, so come on in, Asif. So,
If you want,
yeah,
we help you.
Thank you everyone for inviting me here. I was actually in the same seat you guys were maybe 3-4 years ago, and I still remember Dr. Fazlul Yusuf's basement where we all gathered and have all the smoke stations. I want to thank everyone who helped me to come this far. Basically, I want to say to all of you, focus on what you're doing, and before going into interview, make a lot of effort to go through what you have written in your personal statement and your CV, because those are the things they're going to ask you about. And if you have worked in some sort of research project or any kind of externship, try to focus, try to sell yourself, because when you are in front of an interviewer, they have certain criteria they follow. Mostly 50% is score. They filter out most of the applications. Out of that, some people may chip in because of request, but actually from the month of September to December, if you get like around 5-6 interviews, so you're in a situation, maybe you get a residency. Based on the personal statement, I want to say that if you have written a comprehensive personal statement stating what you want to do, what's your dream in like 5 to 10 years, it's the very thing that the personal director wants to know. And you have to show some sort of passion, like why you want to go into that field. Like basically for me, I wanted to be a neurologist. That the dream actually started when I was in med school. So you have to give some sort of story or some sort of event that actually motivated to you, because you would be doing like your competency would be all those great people, because they have like a 5 or like 20 people they're gonna take, but you know the amount of applications like 1,000. So you would be like a 1% in the all things. So you have to show up. when you get into like a gathering, where all the applicants in front of you, try to say something, try to say a story, try to say, oh, like, well, we do Paila Boishak, like sell yourself, sell your country, sell your culture. That's gonna show up, and because they want variety, like a diversity in their program too. So basically, and you have to be very fluent, you have to be very precise what you say. That's gonna be helpful for you guys. Okay, I wish all of you gonna be a good candidate. Thank you very much.
Jointo Chaudhary is a resident in psychiatry in Bronx Lebanon hospitals. So he was very kind enough to give you some updated presentations on overall residencies and some data. I think it will be very valuable. It was short, precise, and to the point. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Respected program directors, to my seniors, and to my fellow colleagues here, everybody, whoever is applying for residency. This is just a kind of short slides I made just a couple of hours before coming to this program. Just to give you some idea about the national residency. This is all the data are from NRMP, so you can find it on NRMP website. I just collected it from there. So as you can see, I'm actually 30-year resident, as Dr. Yusuf was saying. So right now, when we talk about the path to residency, why do we call it path? We call it path because somebody has already gone through that way. So which means you are not discovering or you are not exploring something new. Somebody has already gone through that. So you can get the idea from other people through which you can go and get to that top of these Himalayas. And path to residency, you all know that medical school, USMLE scores, and apply for residency, interview, pre-match, match, and after that you get into residency program. But in between, all these arrows here, all these things, there are a lot of things to do within other than scoring USMLE. What are the things you can do? You can do other things. I'll come to this slide. So, can just press this slide. Okay. Just one slide. Okay. So these are the data from 1952-2018, the trend. Look at the trend here. Initially, in 1952, when it started, the number of positions and number of applicants, look at the difference between here. Number of positions are here and number of applicants. And it's reversed now. Number of positions and number of applicants, which is huge. Which is huge. And this is actually the active applicants in 2018 batch who have started residency from July this year. These are all the seniors of the U.S. These are all U.S. residents, and somewhere here you can see non-U.S. Citizen or the foreign medical graduate. These are the number that actually matched this year, 2018. And IMG performance in the 2018 main residency match. Look at the number. It actually went up from 2017 to 2018. But look at the IMG participation. Participation actually went down a little bit. But still, do you think that number of IMG match, it went down? No, it actually went up. Even the number of total applicants who applied in 2018 was less. Number actually went up.
From here we cannot see the numbers.
Say again?
We can't see the numbers from here.
Oh, okay. They actually try to make it bigger. I don't know what's happening here. Actually, so the total number of application, actually participants, went down by 211, but number of residents matched as an IMG actually went up by 271. It actually increased the number. And the IMG performance in 2018 residents match, see 2018 US citizen IMGs were 57.1%, which is 2,900, whereas non-US citizen IMGs were 56.1% matched. They actually matched 56%. And increase, so from whatever we are seeing the trend from 1952 to 2018. So major difference here you actually see between 2017 and 18. Number of positions actually went up. It's not that number of positions went down. Only one subspecialty, the number of positions actually went down, which is pediatric preliminary position, not a category. That number actually went down from 34 to 19. Otherwise, all the programs actually, all over the US, the number actually went up. So internal medicine went up by 309 positions. Family medicine, 273. Pediatrics, 30 only. Emergency medicine, 231. Psychiatry, 61 more positions. Neurology, 60. Anesthesiology, 51. But whenever we say that the number actually went up, did it help the IMGs? Yes, it helped a little bit, but most of the slots, here you'll see, internal medicine residency, 42.4% of the positions were taken by US allopathic seniors, 42%. And family medicine was 44.9%, and pediatric, look at the number, 63.1% of the positions were taken by US seniors and allopathic applicants. So the competition is getting actually tougher every year. It's not getting easier. We all know that. So where should I apply? I don't know which door to go. Some people actually ask me, should I apply in psychiatry? Because I'm in psychiatry. Some people ask me, should I apply in internal medicine, family medicine? I said, I don't know. That's you. You are the one who is applying. You need to know what you want to do. What your strengths are. So number of applicants and positions in 2018, main residency met preferred by the US non-US IMGs. Total number of, I'll just give you just few numbers. Internal medicine number, if you see here, total number applied in 2018 match were 3,635. Out of these, only 2,042 actually matched. So unmatched, 1,593. Those many positions were, those many non-US citizen IMGs did not actually match. So I can go through the other numbers, but I don't want to take up the whole time here. So match rates, the international medical graduates. So here is the green one. You see this is the non-US IMGs, and the blue one here is the US IMGs. But only these positions, I just pointed it out because these are the places where you can see the child neurology, internal medicine, pathology, and psychiatry. Those are the places where non-US IMGs are actually doing a little bit better than the US IMGs. So you might consider those data. You might actually check all those data and what positions, whether those are IMG friendly or not. Just you need to do that research. So a lot of people, most of the people actually talk about the internal medicine, family medicine, psychiatry, pediatrics, but very few people I have found who actually talk about this program, pathology. One of my friends actually matched this year in Rhode Island. I have forgotten the name of the program, but that's a really good program. And some facts, I'm not going to go over all over the data. So number of active applications was this, the number actually went up, but a lot of the positions were taken by DO applicants, which actually rose from previous year. Look at the number. Most of that increase can be attributed to the rising participation of DO applicants, which is 1,027. The number of active DO applicants was 4,617 in 2018, which actually went up from 2014 to 18, 68.6% increase in DO applicants, who are also participating in the same NRMP match. Somewhat over that. So a few of the important information that forward. So this is one of my favorite slides. I always say in boxing, you will be knocked out by punches. You will be knocked out. If you actually fall and you actually don't lose. You actually lose if you don't get up and fight back. So you will be knocked out by many things. Like the application will be rejected, or this one, that one, but you have to get up and fight back. I actually came to this country a long time ago. Like Dr. Mujibur was saying that if you came to this country in 1982 and you did not get into match in 1983, it doesn't mean that you will not get into residency. I came here a long time ago. I kept working, but you need to think about what are other strategies you need to. If you do the same thing over and over, it's not going to work. You already know that that strategy did not work. You should have fell down. You have to come up with new strategies to win. So work and talk to the seniors, talk to the fellow colleagues, talk to our senior program directors here, all the Dr. Bmana and Dr. Yusuf, everybody's here to help you. They will give some idea how you can work on those. You can do research, you can do externship, and there are other facts. I can give you those data. So that's all from me. So if you have any questions, you can email me. I'll be more than happy to answer to this. Yes.
Where does this candidate fit? Those who are the feedback, basically, are they considered US IMG? They're US IMGs, right?
They're IMGs, but they're
Yes, that's what I was about to say. In 2018, there were 0. If you look at the data, there were 0.
Canadian graduates, they are in the category of the IMG. Absolutely, they are in the category of the IMG section. They are treated as USMG equivalent ranks. Okay?
So actually last year, either in NRAB website, it said that fifth pathway, all the data number match, unmatched is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. There is no fifth pathway anymore. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And it was so nice of you to tell us all the details. Now I would like to introduce, and I'm honored to introduce you, Dr. Nomi Khan. He is our program from Flushing Hospital, minimally invasive general and bariatric surgeon from Flushing Hospital with a special interest in complex hernias, laparoscopic, robotic and reconstruction training. Did his residency at Flushing Hospital and fellowship with Northwell Health at Staten Island. Welcome, Dr. Nomin Khan.
Hi, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. It's honestly an honor and a privilege to be here. I really want to thank Dr. Hassan and everybody else that gave me the opportunity. I am at Flushing Hospital, which is the surgical residency there. I'm a full-time faculty member. I'm also the vice program director with Dr. Mandava, who usually comes here and speaks with you. People have already said this, but I wish I had something like this or a forum where I could learn a little bit more about how to go about basically getting to the point where you are, and then to getting to the point where your senior leaders are, which is pretty amazing. And the time and the effort that they put into an event like this is, as you can imagine, staggering. And that's coming from someone who has not put in the time and effort. I'm just coming here to speak. I just wanted to give you some sort of like small pearls of advice for someone who looks at thousands of applications for residency. I mean, we take 3 per year, and probably we get about 1,800 applications. So it is, of course, extremely competitive, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it and tell you that, as long as you have a great personality, you'll get in, because it's not true. But I will tell you a couple of things. Number one, an interview question that I find that stumps so many people, and it should not stump you, is, what are your hobbies or interests outside of work? If you stare at me blankly, I'm going to cross you off immediately. Because if you are completely one-dimensional, i.e., all you can tell me is, I study really hard, I love science, please let me save people, I want to be a doctor, I've always wanted to be a surgeon, oh my God, surgery is amazing. The first time I saw surgery, I remember the first time I saw surgery, congratulations. So do the other 1,400 applicants. Okay, they tell me exactly the same thing. So make sure when you step in that room, you can tell me why you're interested. And make me remember you. Make me remember you not because you're wearing a polka dot pink tie, you can do that too, but make me remember you as far as your interests go and what makes you a unique applicant. Please, put in the time and effort to do those sorts of things, okay? Number two I wanted to say is, if you're here, you're already amongst the elite of the world. And what that means is you're harder working, you're more intelligent than probably 99.9% of the population. So now you have to decide, how do you stick out amongst the elite of the elite of the elite, right? How do you convince somebody that even though I'm smart and hardworking and so is everybody else, maybe you should take me? So the way you do that is you convince people that you're going to be a good addition to that specific program. And the way you do that is you know something specifically about that program. So if you just tell me what makes you a great surgical resident, that's a little impressive. If you tell me what specifically would make you a good fit to this program, whether it's geography, whether it's the people who work there, whether it's the population that you're going to be working with, whether it's the type of surgeries that we perform, that's impressive. So always remember, be specific. Stand out for a specific reason and make sure that you stand out for a good reason. If you have something in common with the interviewer, don't be afraid to bring it up. Whether it's cultural, whether it's geographical, whatever it may be, it's fine, trust me. Bring it up, and if they brush you off, then that's fine as well. Another thing I wanted to say, I noticed some tips and tricks there on interviews and paths. I read one of them and said, don't kill the program director with emails. 100% true. Okay? If you send me 40 emails, you quickly go from persistent to annoying. So make sure that you're memorable, but not for the wrong reasons. Make sure that you do send a thank you email. Of course, we read all of them, trust me. And if you're a part of a program or something like this and you want to share that experience, again, that's something that I would definitely do. It's not easy. It's harder than ever to become a physician, and that's such a backwards thing because we need more physicians than ever. So we're in a catch-22 because it's harder than ever, but we need more physicians than ever. But it's not a perfect world because if it was, Trump wouldn't be president. So take your time, work on your application. I'm gonna be sticking around. If I can help you in any way, shape, or form, I'd be happy to do it. If you have applied to my program, or if you plan on applying to my program, and you'd like me to take a look at your application, I'll absolutely do so. One of the amazing things we do at Flushing is we don't set filters. Can you believe it? We don't set filters. I know, that's mind-blowing. So people go, do you really go through that many applications? Yes, we do. So if you have something that absolutely sticks out about you or makes you special, I'll probably catch it. So definitely feel free to reach out to me, reach out to Dr. Mandava. Our contacts are always open for you. And because you come through this platform, you're already easily memorable, which is a good thing. Thank you.
I know everybody is eagerly waiting also for other speakers, and meantime our dinner will be served shortly too. So before that, I would like to invite Dr. Ali Mamun, Program Director, Externship Program from Bugdal University Hospitals, a good colleague and good friend of us, and he has been helping all through all the way. And I'm happy to say that last year we have 8 graduates gotten into different programs with his help, and it is really outstanding. There you go, Dr. Ali Mamun.
Steady there. Good evening, everyone, and all young faces. Welcome to this YCAP program in this bright evening. I was just thinking where to start and how to start. I'm still in dilemma. Where and how? Because there are a couple of things I see that I can tell couple of things I should tell. A couple of things I feel that it is time to tell now you guys. One thing, I just want to start with the bad news first. Then I will speak about, I know the dinner will be waiting, but I want to speak about the reality that we are hitting now. By the year 2020, the SCGME wants the ratio of the US MGs and the IMGs. The US MGs are supposed to be 110% of the IMGs entering into the NRMD match. So there is a barrier, roadblock, but not the end of the road. And it is not also not the end of your future. But the times are tough, situations getting complicated every year, and some of the statistics that Jayantu has presented is a very exciting statistics, but there are flaws in that one also, which we are not telling the whole truth. We are telling the half. Okay. Now, let's start with the graduates. Don't feel bad. Let's start with the graduates who have graduated at least 10 years ago. Please, this is time for you. I know that we all have the dream. We want to work hard for the dream. As my seniors have spoken here about the dreams, I have my dreams, I had my dreams, I still dream of. But it had changed. When I came to this country, I was dreaming of survival. After entering into the residency, I was dreaming of to be a physician in this country. And when I completed my 2 fellowships, working in an inner city hospitals, most of the time from a university program, I started dreaming of, let's see how I can help my IMGs coming from our countries. I include, not exclusively from Bangladesh, but I include all my countries, India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. Every year I try, and I have chosen a program. I have done it not only in Brookdale. I am doing these externship things. I know that that's the gatekeeper, that's the creation of the future resident applicant. I'm doing this for the last 17 years. I have done it at Long Island College Hospital. I have helped those candidates in SUNY downstate. Out of my capacity, I have recruited and I helped in the recruitment in downstate to be a resident. I know how difficult it is, but it is possible. Okay? But the pre-requirement is, if you are in that range of your graduation, if you have the required USMLE scores, and one more thing about the information. if any candidate has attempts in CS, clinical skill examination, please remember this. I really don't want to give this information, but I have to, because there are a lot of phone calls comes, a lot of requests comes, but that's a big red flag. That's a big red flag there. Some of the program directors do not even want to open that application who has attempts in CS. Okay? But still I'm telling you that that's not the end of the career, end of the path. As Dr. Mujumdar already mentioned, that there is always an alternative. Yes, there is always a future, there is always a tomorrow, there is always an alternative. Okay? But at this time, we have to be very reality based. Next, every year I interview for my program, externship program. I interview about, I got application for externship about 200 plus. 200, last year I got 267. Out of those 267, I have interviewed 34. And I have chosen 8 straight, and the rest of the 8 were standby. Out of the standby, 3 of them got chance into the program. Now, for the residency, as a core member of the residency recruiting team, I sit with the Brookdale interview in psychiatry 4 days a week, the whole season. Of those, the applicants, I have seen the applicants with a very high score coming to us. I'm just talking about the applicants from our areas, not the IMGs or the Caribbean graduates, because I know the Caribbean graduates have their presentable. As Dr. Khan said, that when you enter into the room, the interview starts from stepping into the room. We watch everything, and we have a format that we have to grade you on those. Of course, I cannot disclose all those things, but I have given some information to Dr. Yusuf. I know that I have my limitations, that I can disclose those, I can talk about those. I'm not supposed to. I'm barred to disclose those things. But you get help from Dr. Yusuf. He's trying out of his time, and I have my own other blood and relatives, my niece, Bornali Hassan. I know that what I will not be able to talk, what I will not be able to do, my niece, Dr. Hassan, and Dr. Yusuf will be able to communicate that. Now, presentation is very important because whole residency is, I'm assuming that all of your scores are good, attempts are less, means I'm not saying that you have attempts, but still I know that there may be some attempts, and attempt happens. But your presentation creates the impression. And impression is the one that sells you when all the faculty program directors room, and then we decide, okay, this was the candidate, this way they presented. The other faculty who has interviewed you will also give their inputs. Sometimes, if one of the input is a little bit dramatic, that's it. Then I know that Dr. Khan knows, I know that one negative comment takes the candidate far away. And if that negative comment comes from two faculties, then it is further. Then even the program director himself or herself cannot do anything because one of the members will not be finally agreeable to that decisions. Okay? So, a lot of things, your presentation, your personal statement, your scores, your attempts, all those counts. Where to go next? Next is present yourself very nicely and presentable way. Create an impression. Create an impression. And of course, in the question columns, at the 6th or 7th number, what's your hobby? How do you handle your stress? What do you do in this kind of scenario? I'm talking about up to the number 6 is the general question. Number 7 and 8 is psychiatry related, that we want to see what you have in your exposure. So that is the time, if you are really interested about the psychiatry, you have to express that yes, I have worked in this country or in my country with the mental illness, psychiatric illness, and I have seen these are the problems. But don't tell us something that any psychiatrist in this country sitting on the other side of the table knows about you. I have candidates telling me that back in Karachi, I worked for that's very good, that's exciting that you work. What medication have you used? Unfortunately, I don't want to tell the rest of the story. So, I want to just tell you, don't tell anything irrelevant. Okay? That strikes you down right away. So, whatever you want to tell that it is relevant and you are or you will be able to sell yourself. Because the whole residency, what I believe now, process is to sell yourself. Sell yourself. And I believe it is sell yourself. Because all of us are smart, good, genuine, but selling to the program director, selling to the faculties is your unique individuality. Now, about the candidates, I know that in this room, before even coming to this podium and dais today, I was just getting text from some of my candidates that I'm handling right now. One of my candidates just informed, I know that she is in the residency applicant, she said, Dr. Mamoon, until today I have my 10 interviews lined up. I know her problem, why she was telling me this, and where does she need the help. Okay? So, don't be excited by your number of your interviews. You know that every step that you will be going, every interview that you will be going will be unique. Scenario will be different. Place will be different. Your temperament will be different. Your presentation will be different. But you should target that I have to sell and I have to succeed. Last year, at the end of my extensive selection process, Yusufbhai, I want to just disclose this. Okay, so Yusufbhai, I was just going a little because I already scaled out some of the candidates, and then I was going through a little bit drying up of the candidates, and I said, okay, where I can look at the resources. I make a phone call to Dr. Yusuf, and Dr. Yusuf said, okay, I have this. I said, okay, very good. Send me those. And I got those. Okay. And that's another experience. But thank you, Dr. Yusufbhai.
Thank you.
From those, I have picked up a couple of them, and I'm hoping some of them will come back to you and they will tell you that they have succeeded. They invested there 1 year almost. I have worked with all my faculties and the summit chiefs for almost 1 year, and for the last 4 years, I'm having 100% matching from the externship program at Brookdale, not in Brookdale, all over. And I expect those candidates will give you the good news, Dr. Yusuf. And
hopefully so. Thank you.
All right. So hopefully,
thank you so much.
Hopefully those will be working. And I want to tell you, use the resources to prepare yourself if you need. Okay, don't go unprepared in the interviews. That's very important. Don't go unprepared. Even your dress, your presentation, male or female, your presentation. Okay, everything counts. For one of the issues, I should tell. I know that, don't take me wrong. I have seen candidates. This is my personal belief and personal things. Candidates coming with their hijabs. Alhamdulillah, so far, hijab is not a problem. If you have the stuffs inside, it's not a problem. Okay? Any candidate feels that they will not be included for the hijab, I just want to say that's the wrong conception. This is the country, only one country in the whole world. If you have the religious freedom, if you have your qualities, this is the country that you can stand up, you can still use your religious belief, and you can prove yourself. I can guarantee you from myself, from my family, that with the hijab, it was not a problem. Not a problem. Because in my family, I have seen, and just excuse me for giving this personal example. My daughter went to med school wearing hijab in a very competitive med school in US. She passed from that med school with honors and distinction. She went to a program in internal medicine with the hijab where apparently people think that they are not welcome. She was welcome in that program. She became one of the 2 chief residents in that program. So I say, always I promote, if you are wearing hijab, wear your hijab, but present yourself nicely. It's not a problem. Don't be shaky. Don't be shaky. Don't be shaky. Okay? Don't be shaky. Your presentation that counts. Your presentation that counts. Okay? Now, let's come. I know that everybody is getting hungry. Let's come to that. That if you have some difficulties with your sports, try to explain it, what happened, especially with the psychiatry. If you have not done good in the psychiatric portion, try to explain it. And bottom line in psychiatry in the US is you have to have exposure. And how you got the exposure, that's up to you, but you have to have the exposure. You have to compete. Most of the US graduates. Total position in psychiatry is 1138. All of those, the matching rate in NRMP this year was 99.3%. So you know, in the whole country, there was only 7 positions unfilled. Of those 1138, almost 40% of the candidates comes from US services. They are pre-assigned, they come to residency program, then they go back to the different services, US Army, Navy, Marine, US Marine Corps, and special services of the US government. And the rest of them, US graduates are also from med school, are increasing number inclining to psychiatry. So the pathway for the IMGs are shrinking. That's the fact. That's the reality. Okay? But still there it is possible and it can be done. If you have the qualities, it can be done. Other thing I just want to tell. You have to have fluency in your spoken English. Please improve your speaking capacity, because I always tell psychiatrists make their living by talking to people. We talk, you listen, we make our money. Okay? Believe it or not. That's the way we do. Okay? We make our money, we make our living by talking to you guys. I'm not meaning to you, but to the patients. Okay? But the face of the psychiatry has been changed. This is the era of evidence-based medicine, which is biological psychiatry. There is so many armamentarium in the psychiatric field. Almost every 3 months, one medication coming out, and you have to, for psychiatric applicants, I'm telling you, you have to keep yourself updated with those. Who are in this country, please do update yourself. And at the end, I just want to tell, talk to the current residents if they are here, and especially if anybody knows any residents in Bhutan, try to talk to them, ask them. I have prepared some of them, that the residents are very friendly with the applicants and they help each other. Okay? And I also want to tell, we do ask routinely, are you familiar with the changes in psychiatry? Because you're telling me you are so much interested to go into the psychiatry. And then the applicant answers, yes, I'm familiar. What is the basic changes happen with the DSM-4 or DSM-5? Where are we now? So they get a little bit confused. So if you say yes, please try to. Okay, I'm just shortening it. The last time. Okay, please, if you say yes, know your DSM-5. That's the Bible of psychiatry. Know your DSM-5. If you say yes, that I'm familiar, you will not be excused. You will be in the chopping block right away. If you can stand that, you have a chance. Again, I wish you all the best of luck. At the same time, I want to tell you, prepare to overcome all the toughest hurdles in your life. Good luck. Wish you all best. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ali Mahmood. Thank you for your Chaudhurys here. And we are, of course, waiting for a few more speakers to come in. And meantime, we are also waiting for our president-elect from the Central to probably any moment will be here. So in between that, Dr. Kashem Chaudhary is one of our faculty, has been wonderful and always communicate with us and entire group. And with his hands and dedications, we are able to give a really wonderful directions with many of our residents. So we'd like to hear from Dr. Kashem Chaudhary how you track it. Dr. Kashem Chaudhary, please come in. You're an associate professor, of course, in the Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I take only 2 minutes. I know everybody is bored. I think most of people are hungry. I want to say one thing that is a good news for all the newcomers here, that Dr. Yusuf, that the program, young program, physician program, 80% is covered, whatever asking the interview. Because I'm the member of the selection committee of the fellowship program, the spinal cord medicine in the Mount Sinai. So Dr. Mahmood said that a lot of things we're not supposed to discuss, but I can tell you, I appreciate that. Most important is the personal statement, that read the 10 times before you go for the interview, 10 times. Personal statement and the CV. Make sure that CV, that what you talk, it matches with your, whatever you described here. Don't say that, oh, 2005, what you did, I did the fellowship, the extensive in the plastic hospital, but you did something should be mentioned. And Dr. Khan said that one thing very important, that please, our weak point for the, IMG is that they don't focus on the hobbies, extracurricular activities. This is the class point. So please, everybody, spend the time. So, prepare yourself, make the story, whatever. So please talk fluently. And this is a good news for all the newcomers. I think Dr. Yusuf and the whole team is working very hard, giving all the information, and all our faculties and from the private practice side, everybody doing their best. I can tell that his outcome is very productive, very good. Don't be frustrated. Everybody will not be matched. But whoever is not, somebody said it's more than 10 years, don't be frustrated. I talked to Dr. Yusuf. We are trying to get something, alternative ways, like house stuff and externship on paper. There are so many, ways to do, that job. So please don't be frustrated. And one thing I want to tell you that Dr. Yusuf and the whole team, that Dr. Mahmood said, last year, Dr. Yusuf called me 12 o'clock. Hey, Dr. Chaudhary, I have 2 candidates. Okay.
So I interviewed them, and he sent me two more candidates. I'm not trying to say that my muscle that 4 candidates, thanks God, they matched. I mean, they are in. So same with Dr. Mahmood. Also, we do our best. Please don't be frustrated. And a lot of things we cannot discuss here. I think after the dinner, we can talk. Whatever other stuff is, talk in the interview process. So please, welcome everybody. Thank you very much. Thanks, Dr. Yusuf. Give me the
Thank you, Dr. Kashim Chaudhary. We will be brief when the dinner is being taken. We will show some slides and the current statistics. And meantime, with us today, past president of Bmana Central, Dr. Maqsad Chaudhary is here. Dr. Maqsad Chaudhary, please to come in. I would like to say that he is a very good friend of mine. We worked all the way back in Dhaka Children's Hospital, Shishu Hospital, and very much instrumental and always being very helpful. Dr. Chaudhary.
Thank you, Dr. Assalamu alaikum. I have a sore throat. Sorry. Yeah. So good evening. First of all, a special thanks to Bmana Young Chapter and the committee, especially Barnali, Hassan, and Isubai, to organizing such a good programs. And then I want to tell you the one important. I think a lot of people are saying the same thing, same in the invitation. You don't need to just only think yourself. That's the thing actually you have to do. Number one, if you are not appearing for a USMLE yet, try to get a good score. Make sure your CV is very strong. If you already passed the exam and the score is not good, but don't be disheartened, try to do something else like research activities, involve with externship, and try to involve with the most importantly, networking. Networking is very important. Don't hesitate to go anywhere. If you see that somebody is giving you program, somebody is helping you, just go. Don't listen to anybody. Just go and talk to them. Make a network. That is the way you can get a program, any program. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I wanted to say one thing because I was listening to all of the speakers that were saying, particularly Mamoon and Chaudhary, everybody here. It's difficult to get into, but people got through. Like we all did. There are many people, there are many who have like Jointo and others there who talked here, they got through. So there is always hope and can get through, number one. And I'm going back to Dr. Khan's, one of the slides, like what he was saying, that, and Jointo's slide where it shows the demand is, supply is more than the demand is less. Meaning we have more candidates than the less positions. But this is not the end of the era like this. I mean, if you go back 30, 50 years of residency, always there's a wave. There's always a wave. There's sometimes there's demands are more, and then the candidates are less. And when there are candidates are more, demands are less kind of situation. But the wave changes. This is the whole. It's a. I should say that the national data-wise, this is the statistics, I believe. So please, it's not to take the negative message that we cannot be reaching somewhere, our goal shouldn't be perceived. No, this is not the purpose. The purpose is that hit to the reality, look into your own strengths, and go there. But that doesn't mean that people are not getting through. They are getting through, they are getting it. Like last year, 32, even in the difficulties, 32 of you guys matched. So why this time 40 will be not matched? That's my point. Thank you.
That's good. Warnali, are we ready for the dinner? Table number, this table can go. And meantime, you can light up there, please.
For you guys, I keep stressing that again and again. Earlier I talked about the white caps. I did not really stress how you should be prepared. One thing you have to understand, each one of you, the day of your interview, among the batch that we're going to be having interview for that day. It could be 5, it could be 10, it could be 15. You have to be the outstanding among that batch. You cannot be average among that batch. What Dr. Noman Khan said, what everybody said, that, and what I keep telling you again and again, be that shiny apple on that top, so that you'll be the one picked. How are you going to do it? That's the strategy you have to develop. What are the strengths you're going to bring? What are the things you're going to say? These are all important. Dr. Noman Khan said about hobbies is very important, that you have a hobby. People like to see a well-rounded resident. Okay? So show them, talk about yourself. You finish something, you have a leadership quality, you have research quality, you have certain exceptional hobbies. Mention those things, bring those things. It is not the job of the person that taking interview to dig everything out of you. If you are planning to do that, then let them ask me and then I'll talk. Then we're not really selling you. You have to be smart enough to bring your strength in front of them so that they pick you. I always give this example that when you go to shop, think about the salesperson there. How that salesperson is going to sell his merchandise to you. How he going to enhance the attraction of the which clothes usually they put in the showcase, you know that? Which one? The one that looks nice, right? Why they do that? Why they don't just pull in anyone? You know, so many clothes there, right? So they put this stuff that attracts people. So you individually have to be attractive enough for the program to pick you up. Okay? How you're going to do that is up to you. And it's not always how you look, how you dress, no. Most important, how you talk, what strength you're bringing out. The moment you give it a scope to talk, please talk about yourself. Bring yourself to the table. Okay? Make yourself look good. Okay? It's not the program job to make you look good. It's your job to make you look good. And each one of you has to have your own strategy. You cannot, it's not everybody has the same cookie cutter kind of thing that everybody has the same thing. No. You individually have to be exceptional for that particular day, for that particular time. And something has to be there that will stand out about you. And so that the person remembers you. Person look at you, that this is an exceptional candidate that I have. I taken 10 interview today. This person looks exceptional to me. And that's where you all have to work. We have workshop, we are trying to stress this again and again. We are trying to communicate with you people to show how to do that. Some of you are very good, and I'm hopeful that they will get into the residency. Some of you are learning. Please take it seriously. Try to enhance your skill. Okay, that will help you to go where your dream wants to take you. Thank you, and make sure that you join the other programs and mock interview later on. Thank you.
Dr. Ali Mahmood requests me to announce that the Brookdale externship program has opened their application process. So it's open September 15. It will continue up to November 15. So if you are interested in applying, please apply Brookdale Psychiatric Externship Program. Thank you.
I want to introduce you with my colleague, my friend, my batchmate, and please catch him. And he's very helpful. He's one of our person who raised all the money for us, and today I hope he raised a lot of money for us also. Thank you.
We have one more speaker, but right after that is dinner. Let me tell a few positive things. There are a lot of negatives, that is right, and which is true. But please do not think about those negatives only. Lots of positive things happen in life, and it will happen in your life. It happened in my life. So you're not an exception. You will also have pretty good, inshallah, pretty good path. Now let me tell you one thing. I have heard from everybody. Come and present yourself in a very nice way. What is that nice way? Come and present yourself differently at different places. What are the differences? If I am a candidate, few specific things. I cannot tell about the female candidates, but for the male, I can tell you that please do not go with a heavy, colorful tie. Let me just tell you that. Have a conservative tie. I think most of the program directors will agree with me, right?
Sure.
Have a conservative tie. You can have a tiger over there. Don't go like that.
So that one is not good then.
Huh?
Yours is not good then.
My one is not good for interview. I'm not interviewing you. Conservative is somewhat, what is the conservative actually? Yeah, this is not. It is somewhat semi-conservative. Then don't sprinkle too much of scent, perfume, or unicorn. Not too much. Don't smell bad, but don't smell too good. That's people don't like it. Let me tell you very frankly. I used to sit in very little exposure. I used to sit with some of the interviews, and believe me, he has said that number 7 question is your hobby. Don't take it lightly. I was asked by Dr. Baker, who is now in Mayo Clinic, what is your hobby? That was. Then he himself said, oh, cricket. You play cricket. What is that? I said, well, that takes a little time to learn, but know this much that we have 3 stamps and you don't have any baseball. Someone like that. So he kind of enjoyed it. So try to make it good. And one thing they will ask, do you have a question for me? Right? Do you have a question for me? And I do not know how I did, but I think I did very good. I was asked by the chairman of the department, Paul Knight, who writes the book, anesthesia book, textbook. He asked me, do you have a question? And I said that yes, I am at the base of the prism, you are at the top. I see only one side, you see all. Can you tell me how I look like after I finish the residency? That's what I asked. He was very happy. He said, well, you have lots and lots and lots of jobs for anesthesia. And which is true. So at least ask something which is meaningful. Try to ask something which is meaningful. That's why there are a lot of positive things for the female, as I 100% agree with my brother Mamun, that come with hijab is fine. It's not a problem at all. But your talking is most important. How you talk. No shambling, it doesn't help. Please. Be careful, be straightforward, talk very, there are a lot of positive things. I got residency in the month of, I applied in month of March, and my result was in April. Or May. 1 month more. The matching is gone, the post-matching is gone, every kind of match is gone. At that time I passed, I didn't get the certificate yet. In anesthesia, you want to apply, you'll get a GA1, but I didn't pass 3rd part, just 2 parts. And GA1 you will be finished. No, nothing happened. So please, your case is not what everybody's case is. Think like that. And I got the residency after passing, I didn't have the certificate yet. Just I got the information. And everybody who were in Kaplan at that time, they know. I got it in 8 days after passing. I went, Buffalo University, applied. Nothing is extra in me, nothing. All I did, I had faith in myself, faith in Allah, and I presented myself well. Please, again I'm becoming specific, try to speak the best way you can. Most of the knowledge is same that you have, but speak the way that someone is impressed. Nothing negative. All the negatives can be beaten by you guys. You will get residence, inshallah. Thank you very much.
You didn't tell about the BA, Dr. Masood.
What is it?
You didn't tell about Peter Finch and BA. Tell them.
Oh yeah, okay.
Dr. Khandekar. I would like to introduce you to our treasurer from New York chapter, Kamrul Abedin, Dr. Kamrul Abedin. Kamruna. Who finances us? Who finances us, of course.
Money talk.
Assalamualaikum. I'm Kamrul Abedin. I practice psychiatry here, specialize in geriatric psychiatry. So I'd like to welcome all of you and thank you to Yusufbhai, Bornali, Mojibhai, who started this program for the young physicians. So it's a great program. Take this opportunity to learn and to, and to go about, learn about how you can apply to residency, how you can present yourself for the interview, how you can study for USME. This is a great program. So thank you very much.
And Mr. Napa. I remember when I went to an interview, I'm just taking 2 minutes or 1 minute. I went to the interview and I was actually introduced before I went there. So what happened over there in my learn your resume, that's the reason I'm talking this. So when they were talking to me and the program director, Mamsanai actually, she started asking me, Dr. Hassan, so you have a nice hobby. You go to the ski always or you just started recently? So I said, ski? Yes, I always like to go to ski. Actually what happened, I did the copy paste since I was in the residency program I did. So the copy paste, somehow when I'm trying for my house physician internship, or like house physicians, I was looking for the house physician position. So she found out that I do the ski. Good thing that my kids goes to ski. I know the detail about it. So please, I survived that time. I had to write all the stories. So please read your resume properly. I want to now introduce you. Let me start. Dreams does not work unless you do it. That's his mentor, Dr. John C. Maxwell quote. Sheikh Jilur Rahman is an executive director of John Maxwell team. He's an engineer. He is a certified speaker, trainer, coach in the areas of leadership development, professional skill, and personal growth. Sheikh Rahman is a founder, partner of You Next Leadership, LLC, helping entrepreneurs and small businesses to establish and thrive. He helps people to thrive in their career. His conviction and confidence come from his own experience. He's partnered with a few expertise who are internationally accomplished and successful in setting up business around the world. The program are all tailored and makes you understand the benefit of using subconscious mind, train your brain, and bring the best to be the powerful contributor. Here is Sheikh Jilur Rahman. I'm sorry. I'm introducing all the doctors, Sorry for that.
Assalamualaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. After all the doctors and everybody, and I'm here and you see the flyers, the doctor, and then the engineer, what's going on? I have some, thank you for the slides here. I'm here just to let you know, I'm here supposed to be a motivational speaker, that's why I'm here. but I'm not a motivational speaker. I actually help people to understand themselves from within, and that's what I do, and that's what I'm good at. And just to give you a little bit of, there's a lot of people I know. Most people are young here and they're very elderly, and so and I just hardly know the phenomena. I'm already liking it. This is lovely. It's a beautiful event. I believe in my heart. But most of you are actually younger to me. I'm sure. You know, I'm much older than you. But just to, before I start my introduction, just to let you know who Dr. John C. Maxwell. He's a leadership guru. He touched millions of lives in the world. He helped lots of people and formed companies. And next slide, please. And then the next slide, you will understand this is where I'm from. Many of you know this country, I guess, right? Bangladesh. And I'm from Sheikh Jilur Rahman. And in Bangladesh, as you know, one of the names that we use Dak now, so that's my name is Jillu. Next slide, please. Okay, so I travel with Dr. Maxwell to different countries or sometimes different places, and I do different leadership and training and coaching and stuff like that. So far, I have done a few things. One of the things that I was awarded was from President Barack Obama's office also. I was recognized. Next slide, please. In Paraguay last year also, I was actually doing a workshop for one of the biggest hospitals in Asuncion Hospital for the doctors. And of course, in the middle, there's me and Dr. Maxwell, and then with the embassy and the Paraguay embassy, the U.S. ambassador right there, and I'm with the minister and the vice minister and his team also. So the reason I'm saying that, I'm actually, because you have heard all the good things and everything, so there's nothing I can do for, I cannot reiterate all these things, Actually, you have gotten most of the things that you need. So what I'm gonna do here is that I'm gonna tell you a couple of stories which hopefully will help, and those are actually my very personal stories, and I thought of, instead of, reading or scripting or anything like that, I think that will make more sense here, and that's what I'm trying to do. But again, I am definitely doing it from my heart, and these are all my own personal stories. One more time. We can go to the next slide. Okay. So before I start anything, I just wanted to thank the Bmana here, the leadership and everybody. And I don't know all the names that I could find. I asked them to put it in, so that's there. So this is a beautiful, beautiful event. Don't take, definitely, I don't want to take it lightly. But my story goes like this. I am Sheikh Jilur Rahman. I come from Bangladesh. Very humble beginning, humble starting for me. But when I came to this country, that was many, many years ago. And go to the slide, next slide. Skip it. Just wanted to let you know, I have utmost respect for anybody in medicine profession. I do. And when I grew up with as an engineer, or I wanted to be an aspiring engineer, and I grew up with my sister, Dr. Bornali Hassan, and there was always like skeleton or bones and that kind of thing, and it was actually a thrilling childhood for me. No, go back, please. Anyway, so I got attached to my engineering or my medical profession when I came to very close to my mother's illness. She had a weak heart, and she had a bypass surgery. And at some point, after my marriage, I became a little bit vulnerable, and I wanted to build my career. I'm talking to many of the young people here, and I wanted to build my career. So there was a disconnection with my family and all these things, and then I actually ostracized myself with my family, and I wanted to reconnect that. So I told my wife and myself that, okay, let's, give that family ties again, let us bring that, cohesiveness again, and how we can do that. So about a few years ago, this is a fact. A few years ago, I became that very intentional that we want to get our families together. So I took my parents from Philadelphia, from my other sister's house, to Baltimore, Maryland, and it was on a Saturday night at 9:30, and we had a very late dinner, and we were just about to catch up with different things and whatnot. But around 11 o'clock, 11:30, there was a massive brain stroke from her aneurysm, and we took her to the nearest hospital. From there, they flew her to the Johns Hopkins main hospital, where she was in coma for many weeks, and then she was transferred to New York, and then she passed away. And me, myself, my family, my wife, I wanted her to wake up just one time. I said, okay, I didn't want to regulate God's law or anything like that. I just wanted her to let her know that, hey, we are trying to do what you vision for our family. And I could not do that. 2 years later, I'm telling you these stories because of a particular reason. Then 2 years later, 2 years later, my wife was pregnant for the second time with our son. And we went to, she had a stomach ache, and we went to the hospital, Johns Hopkins Hospital, where they checked and they found out. I thought that's one of those same things that happened 9 years ago when my daughter was born. So it was a very tough pregnancy, and she had a tough time. She was in hospital, and then everything was okay. My daughter was born, okay, she was right there, and everything was okay. However, this time onwards, it was not. And she delivered a baby at 28 weeks with 2 pounds and 7 ounces. I don't want to keep you in an anxiety. First of all, I want to let you know that he's doing all right. He's 2 years old now. He's running. Everything is fine. But that experience that somebody has in that hospital or in that NICU, it's unfathomable. And I have seen many others also. Just 3 weeks ago, I have my friend's son. We had a fundraising walk in Baltimore in Ann Harbor, where we collected money, or we have a fundraising for our organization, because the reason was he had that boy, 2 years old boy, 2.5 years old boy. He had 6 surgeries, brain surgeries so far, and it's called hydrocephalus. I believe you guys would know that, right? And they said that he had to put a shunt in his brain, so he was implanted a shunt, and that would survive, and that has a chance of 50% of failure. So shunt, and that failed a few times, and he was in pain, and every time he was in pain, they had to run to the hospital to the brain surgery in the pediatric department. So I can only imagine that parent who are, experiencing that anxiety. Anytime anything can happen, and they have to run because he needs a brain surgery. So it's a 50% chance. Now, I have a question for all of you. If you have a 50% chance of a plane to crash, are you going to board on that plane? If you are not, why do we have that in medical technology? That's what we are living with, right? Now, today at this very moment, we have a room full of doctors, right? If I ask you, what is your name? More than likely you'll say, my name is Dr. This, Dr. That, which is great, and I think that's a prestigious thing to say, and I respect that. But my question to you is, what in this room, what all of you doctors who are or aspiring doctors, what are you going to do to change that environment, that change that scenario? That that the next parent who go out there, they don't have to worry, they don't have to be in anxiety. Or the next sisters or brothers or grandparents or whoever they are, they don't have to really think like that. They have a way. In fact, when I grew up, there was a doctor called, Dr. Bari, we used to call him, and he used to come to our house anytime we wanted to, and he would treat us or give us prescription and this and that, and then we'd go, and it was pretty inexpensive, of course. Many of you can relate to people who grew up in Bangladesh, and it was okay. And at that time, I thought that doctors are a god. And funny thing is, believe me or not, I used to think that doctors don't die. But with my surprise, at some point I found out that they are also human beings. But anyway, regardless, my point was that now, if you are a doctor today, what are you going to change, and how are you? And you just heard all the directors and program directors and everybody. I don't want to name or say specific something, but I'm just saying that now you have all the things that you need in front of you. You have any mentors you need, it's there. Dr. Yusuf and Dr. Bmana, my son, I just heard about them, and you know about them already. And then you have all the programs, how they're going to help, or what the workshops are there, right? And you already, just remember this, when I say, if you forget everything, don't remember nothing, just remember one thing, that, you already spent your life learning the things, and that's why you are here. And if you don't do anything from here onwards, the whole thing is gone. And it's not only you and your family, it's those parents, those sisters, those brothers, and those grandparents, they're out there waiting for you. You don't know how it feels from the other side when you are there, out there in front of a patient, what they're thinking. They're thinking, whatever you do today, you do something seemingly insignificant today, but that day becomes an ultimate gift for them. They're thinking, he is or she is a God. He is or she is a God. That's what your word means something. Somebody was talking about how you talk, how you dress, how you do, how you do. Yes, everything from outside, we are following you. You are an example. And you are cream here, right? You are the cream of the society in New York City, which is basically the capital of the world here. Now, what are you doing to use those facilities, use all the things that you have in your hand already? And these people who are putting this thing together for you, they have more trust on you than you yourself. They know your potential better than you. You have that much potential. But with that, all I can say, one thing is very important, that's a communication, which actually several of them reiterated to you guys many, many times. But I'm going to just tell you one more thing. Actually, let me tell you a story. Okay, there's a train coming in a platform. This guy is on the platform. He's saying that they're listening to that announcement. People on platform 3, there's a train coming. So this guy, in a few minutes, so they're all there. They know the platform. So all these people, they're on platform. And a few minutes later, the police came and the ambulance came and they said, okay, what happened? Why these all people are dead? They are on the tracks and they are all dead. The train ran over them. They said that, that one guy was standing. He said, what happened? He said, all these people, they think that, or they thought that the train is coming to the platform, so they went to the track. It's a joke. So, and then they said, okay, so why are you alive? Why are you on the platform? And he said, I want to commit suicide, so I came on the platform. So it's what I'm trying to say is a communication, how you're communicated. You say something and somebody may be understanding in a different way. So it's a profound meaning, how you communicate, how your body language is, how all those things. But it's a beautiful event. I just wanted to say, I didn't want to take much time. I came from all the way from Maryland just to say a couple words, and Dr. Bmana and Hassan, what they're doing, and I haven't seen any program like this in the whole country. I work as a leadership trainer in different places. I work with different communities also. I have seen some our neighboring country, Indians, they were doing something for the very young people in Pennsylvania and a few other places. But this, it's unheard of. So take advantage of this. I'm definitely proud of this team, and I'm very thankful that I was able to take some hope. I gave some hope to somebody somewhere here, and I made a little bit of sense. But thank you for giving me the opportunity. Back to Dr. Bmana. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheikh Jilur Rahman, Jilu. I'm really surprised actually, he's my brother. So we were actually, it's time for dinner. So we'll go in the meantime. When we're getting the dinner, I'll ask Dr. Yusuf to come over here. Yusuf bhai? Food is getting cold and we need a little break also. And I have some experience which I'm going to share also after the dinner.
Yeah, let's start the dinner if you can start from there, and then I'm going to call Dr. Masood Khandokar to come in to the podium, please. Masood, we have a little ticket for Dr. Ali Mamun. Dr. Ali Mamun, can you please come on the stage? It's an appreciation from your chapter,
excuse me.
for your great contribution and help to our community.
Come this side, अपने education will come.
Thank you very much. And we have a little more thing. Can I call Dr. Mujib Majumdar to come here to just have a very little gift from us, token of our love and respect for you. Thank you. And next, can I also call Dr. Kashyap, please, on the stage? Yes, the very old younger brother of mine from Kaplan. Okay, he comes up. What is it? And can I also show a little appreciation for our ex-president, Masood bhai? Can you just come up? And finally, all the all the meetings, all the tortures, all the times that we take from somebody, we torture the person regularly, and she is always smiling. She is nobody but our Roji Bhai. A very deserving candidate. We don't remember how much she has given to us, how much she contributes, how much she has toiled in our tortures. And can we also ask Roji Bhai to give a word for us? She has given one of the highest supports among us. Roji Bhai, can you please?
I'm a very little doctor, pediatrician, no money at all. Believe or not, I really enjoyed being a physician. They always meeting, they said the doctor will take too much time. I said, I have to take too much time. So I see all my asthma patients, all are clear by asthma. I have more than 300 asthma patients cured. Yes, right now I'm seeing only 2 new patients. I taught them everything what I know. And you tell me Dr. Jack Mann is working in Presbyterian Hospital, he's my mentor. He helped me a lot. That Dr. Jack Mann is an oncologist, critical care, Presbyterian. He's my mentor. I learned everything from him. Besides my residency, I did not learn that one. Okay. And one thing is your all advice is very fruitful and helpful for all young physicians. We work so hard to come to this level. Kasim used to be with me, Nipo used to be with me, they are my partner, they are my brother. I used to carry them all the time with my car. I have a mobile station wagon, last only 9 years. And this practice helped me a lot. Actually, you guys take out my husband from my life, believe or not. Yes. My children said, Mom, husband from my mom, what are you doing? Daddy is busy with this, Bmana, you join something else. I said, I'm gym. You know why you take that from your husband? Believe or not, I go to the gym. And I have a very nice gym instructor. She told me, bring your husband in the gym. He never comes. I don't know why he doesn't come. And my children advise me, Mom, go to your music lesson. That's better. You do something else yourself. Daddy don't give any damn time to me. Believe or not. And he's a different person. He likes to give the time for these young physicians, teaching all these things. He involved me sometimes. He said, please come and join these things. Not only that, my staffs, they are tired of these things, my staffs. So, doctor, how can you stop this thing? I said, look, I don't have any idea. I said, one secretary. Then I appreciate something. They are actually, these things actually, everybody has sweet time for house, home, wife, children. But believe or not, I lost that one last couple of years. Because it's very difficult. Thank you for this appreciation. Thank you. I hope our sacrifice will come to something good for you guys. Yeah, we are trying our best. Believe or not, our successful life in India. These young physicians come. This is all things my son always said, Mom, let Daddy enjoy with this thing. This is one kind of therapy too. Yes, it's very, very helpful. He said, that's it. My children is okay, Mom, let him go. We are enjoying it. Okay. Alright, that's my advice. Please do what you are doing. Appreciate what they are doing. And please give the vote for the Bmana next election. That is the goal. We have to come strong Bmana, and young physicians should be involved. Don't be like selfish that, oh, I finished. Absolutely not. Yeah. Please come vote for the next election.
Can I tell you something that she claimed that her husband has been snatched away from her? I think we did some good for her. That's not bad. Okay. Can I please request the executive committee members to come here? Every year we take a photo session, we take a photo. Please, everybody from the executive committee and also some extra people from outside whose contribution is always there. So, can I get Dr. Siddiq Bhai? Please come on the stage. Dr. Power Usmani, come on the stage. Please come on the stage.
Yusuf bhai, go over here.
Yusuf bhai, you should be on the stage.
It's dark, everything is dark. You cannot see nothing. Okay. তুষার ভাই একটু কাছাকাছি আসেন। হ্যাঁ, okay, over here. One second. Okay, ready?
Yes.
1 second, one more.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I would like to introduce our volunteers for this program tonight. Maru, please come to the podium. Mr. Julian Nieves and Lisa, please come to the podium. And I would like to ask Raj Kiran Hassan, Sean Hassan, and Adrian, please come. Ituja and many other persons didn't come
Excuse me.
to the program today, but no.
Thank you.
It's okay?
Yeah. Okay, let me see. Bornappa, এদিকে আসেন। Oh.
Can we give a big clap for them? And I would like to introduce them also, and they will talk a little bit what they did today for our program. They will talk to us. Maruf is always here. Maruf is always work for us. And behind the screen, he's an engineer, computer engineer. So Maruf, can you raise your hand so everybody knows? And when I'm working or I'm not with my kids with the babysitting or the always Lisa is with my kids. Lisa, can you raise? And she today helped in the registration. And then Mr. Diomis Nieves, he's going to help us more, and he's helping all the time for my making the papers ready, typing things on Facebook, posting. He helps me a lot. So I want to introduce 42 kids here. They are helping us. They will talk a little bit, and you know what? This is Raskiran Hassan. He got his paperwork to be signed because this is his community work. He came to see all our activity, and he was helping us with the registration work. I also did absolutely nothing. Hi. Thanks for coming. Very nice.
Hi, how are you? My name is Sean Nieves, and I've been a patient of Dr. Hassan for about 8 years. She keeps me healthy and strong. I help her with her Facebook, Instagram. I'd like to make an Instagram page for her, and also Twitter. I am very proud to have worked in this capacity to help all the young doctors that are looking to broaden their career. I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you, Dr. Hassan, for inviting me.
Hi everyone, please enjoy the party. I wish you all the best for this event and upcoming call. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Teja. Thank you, Mr. Pai, thank you for organizing this program for us. It's really helping us in increasing our hopes. Thank you again.
Thanks.
This cheesecake?
Yeah.
Oh.
মানে মেনলি ইন্টারভিউ যেটা বলে যে ওরা কিন্তু কাজটাকে 20 করে কোশ্চেন করে লাইক তুমি এটা কি করছো এটা করছো রাইট obviously I
Columbia, New York University. As a professor over there, and I am the director for the Child Psychiatry Department. And I'm also the part of the Child Fellowship Program, faculty of the Child Fellowship Program of Columbia University. Now we're meeting here for basic main purposes. Right? We will talk about it first. I want to introduce yourself, starting from there. congratulations everyone, and I'm sure, is there anybody has already gotten interviews in psychiatry? Great. So all good elections already have their interviews here under their belt. Okay, so let's make it much more objective that how that can be done. I want to start with John because he is fresh. He has gotten interview, he has participated in interview, he has gotten the position, he has a university. So you can see from his perspective, very fresh perspective, is how he was looking for residency, what he has done to get the interview, got the residency, and what is afterwards, that might not be very important here at this point, but at least some of the ideas that you can share. But I would, in their shoes, they were in that situation, start from there and try to give some highlights in their application where they will be facing the interview. Focus on that particularly, what are the things they need to focus on, and then go from there. And then if you questions, then we go by the faculty.
So I'll just give in short about my story here. So this is the fifth time I'm coming to this program. So every time I came here with an expectation, like everyone has, okay, maybe somebody
You go there, you have other candidates over there to me, and have coffee anywhere. You take a bagel if you want, and then just interact with the fellow candidates. That's basically what you're doing. And once we are like at 9 o'clock, this is when we come in, or 9 o'clock is session. It's like, hi, my name is Asim Khan, I'm a BD42. I'm here to just facilitate with the whole process, tell you what's going on. You guys have an interview 1 hour down the line, so just enjoy the breakfast, and you guys are open to ask any questions either. That's the whole idea, right? So we want questions from you guys because tahole amader mone thake. Okay? If you guys don't ask questions, amader mone thake. So I need to remember. So that one glimpse I told about it, that guy was wearing, actually I'm a guy wearing a green tie. I had a nice conversation with him. So you see, going crazy. Last time there was a guy who put our second of flower. And I'm okay, Mark put like a flower. But yeah, I mean, it's like the guy with the flower. It's like Hawaii. So anyway, we started the breakfast. We as a team, as a PDY2, different PDY2s sit in different tables, and we just we just talk about, what's going on. That's the first thing, alright? So go around the table, introduce yourself. So how did you come here? Oh, you're coming from Michigan. How was your trip? And we can see how many of them should know it. It's like, I ask a question, I get a question. That is what I want. And it's not I ask a question, I get an answer. That's not what I want. I ask a question, I get an answer, and then at the subsequent question is what I want. Which is going Okay, I mean, মেয়েদের জন্য usually what we do is crazy. I mean, we don't comment on that anyways, but I think
একটা হলো যে কমিউনিকেশন ইজ হ্যাজ টু বি সাইজ, লাইক ওরা যেটা চায় যে একটা পার্সন যারা ওরা হায়ার করবে তাহলে কমিউনিকেশন কোনো ল্যাকিং না থাকে, because when you will be a resident, you'll be reading a lot of things, you'll be be leading the nurses, you'll be leading the technologists, you'll be leading a lot of people under you, and they will be looking at you. So if you are not that much educated, that will be a problem.
What is the most important thing you have learned as an expert? What
I understand. Yeah, I got it. So what you have to do, you have to start explaining what happened in this. So if normally what happened, nobody picks up like a certain score or certain attempts. What they usually do, if they really like you, they're going to say what happened, they explain.
That is just talking about the clinical skills. You are not doing here. Before going to the clinical skills, you learn that is the number one, the communication skills. That is his prime goal. To learn how to start to talk to someone.
That is the most important part. Communication skill.
So you see, he got the MLAs done, then he looked for where can I go find something because I wanted to psychiatry. And then he said, for psychiatry, I need to provide something. So I'm sharing my experience in Jamaica Hospital. I was the second batch in the Jamaica Hospital. When I did not get residency in the first year of psychology, and I was looking for all over the education that the training hospital. I was in there. Every hospital was smart. I was looking for
So this answer, this answer, so we met with have to manage the patient please get the copy. Because what is the patient
I myself also do the morning visit. First, go to the field, for the severe then after a while, and after that, they go to the orders, they follow the orders, and they write the progressive. That's what I do, and that's what I do. First of all, sir, I do the consultant very beginning from the time that I started. According to the similarity of the patient,
we are very much she or he can say, oh, this is your family problem. I know everybody was saying prototype our what you gonna do? Just internist.
C-protein-S is vitamin 3, right? This was anticoagulant. So, these are the tests you do.
Just in case you came across
The secular approach. What is it? Print which is
because medicine is very involved. If you're out of it, it's very hard to catch it. Yeah, research is a very good thing. If it's like a so you put it. Did you put in your CV or no? Just tell them what you have. You have to make up. Every month you work with something, you have to explain. Because the further away from your medicine you are applying. Working in a doctor office is totally depend what type of.
So volunteership, first priority should be in places where you can get that. Okay? If you can't get to those places, then hospitals or like Cleveland Clinic and different areas or do it there, get some experience, and then we can say like, do you have any medical experience? Yeah, oh, that's I know him very well. How was it? Yes, great. I learned a lot, and so it can be